Something went wrong while generating the response. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at help. Open eye, calm, retry. The kitchen feels colder when I return. My keys are gone. The counter is empty, the silence too loud. Mom's eyes flick toward the window. Lan just wanted to feel what it's like, she murmurs. My stomach twists. She took my car. Dad sighs, waving a hand. She'll be right back. I grab my phone and call. Straight to voicemail. The ringing in my ears grows louder. Every second stretches, heavy and unreal. Then my phone vibrates again. An unknown number flashes across the screen. This is Officer Grant from the county police, a voice says. My pulse stops. Your vehicle was involved in an accident. The driver is unharmed. The words hit harder than any crash could. I grab my bag and run. Rain starts to fall, sharp and cold. When I arrive, my car is no longer a car. It's twisted metal, broken glass and silence. The silver hood crushed like paper. The scent of gasoline stings my throat. And there, leaning against a police cruiser, is Lan. She's laughing. Phone raised. Snapping a selfie beside the wreck. My breath catches. The officer approaches, tablet in hand. Miss Tran. I nod, eyes locked on the scene. That's my sister, I manage to say. She took it without permission. He nods, calm and practiced. She already posted it online. He turns the screen toward me. Lan's face fills the image, lips pursed, eyes wide. The caption reads, "Oops, big sis will forgive me." The timestamp says 4 minutes ago. Something inside me breaks. Not from the damage, but from the complete lack of remorse. The officer continues talking, explaining the report. Unauthorized use. Total loss. 41,000 in damages. Numbers blur together. Behind him, Lan waves at me like nothing happened. Mom's text pops up on my phone. Don't make this a family issue. It's just a car. Just a car. 4 years of skipped vacations. 4 years of cheap meals and late nights. 4 years of saying no to myself so I could finally say yes. And now it's gone. Because my sister wanted attention. The insurance agent arrives, a man in a dark suit. He speaks softly. If the driver didn't have permission, she's responsible, not you. He waits for my confirmation. Did she have permission? I look at Lan. At her careless grin. At my parents arriving, rushing to her side, not mine. At Mom hugging her like she's the victim. At Dad glaring at me for not forgiving fast enough. No, I say. She did not have permission. The man nods. The officer writes it down. And for the first time in 30 years, I don't back down. The world feels sharp, unfamiliar, alive. Lan's smile fades as reality begins to settle. I turn away, my voice steady now. This isn't about a car, I whisper. It's about respect, and I'm done begging for it. The next evening, my phone buzzes nonstop. Mom's name flashes again and again. Dinner tomorrow, family only, we need to talk. The message sounds sweet, but I know the tone. It's never about talking. It's about control. I show up anyway, curiosity heavier than dread. The house looks too perfect. Candles lit. Tables set with the good china. Mom greets me with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Let's make peace, okay? Dad pours wine before I can answer. Lan sits across from me, head lowered, hands folded. The picture of remorse. Except her eyes flick up, testing. I'm sorry you're so upset, she says softly. Not sorry for what she did. Sorry that I feel it. The oldest trick in the book. Dad clears his throat. Your sister made a mistake. Don't ruin her life over it. I place a folder on the table. The police report, the insurance statement, the numbers. Lan stares at it like it's written in another language. Mom gasps when she sees the figure. 41,000. You can't do this to family. I take a slow breath. I didn't do this, she did. Dad's hand slams the table. Enough, you've always competed with her, always jealous. I stare at him, calm now. No, Dad, I've always cleaned up after her. The room goes still. Mom starts crying. Lan leans back, voice trembling perfectly. You're destroying me. The guilt lands, heavy and familiar. For a moment, I feel 12 again. The good daughter, the fixer, the quiet one. Then something shifts. I remember the wreckage. The laughter. The phone held high. And the caption, oops. My chest tightens, but not from guilt. From clarity. I'm not destroying you, I say. I'm just not protecting you anymore. Dad's voice hardens. You can call the insurance and stop this right now. Actually, I can't, I lie. It's already in motion. Mom glares at me like I've betrayed a sacred rule. Family stands together. Then maybe we need a new definition of family, I reply. Lan whispers something to herself, too quiet to catch. Her tears dry fast. Her mask slips just long enough to reveal annoyance, not sorrow. I push my chair back, the legs scraping the floor. The sound cuts through the silence like glass. I'm done playing this part, I say. Dad stands, towering, but I don't flinch. You'll regret this, he warns. Maybe, I answer. But regret is still better than resentment. I grab my purse. The candles flicker as I walk past them. Behind me, Mom's voice cracks. Hands come back. But I don't. The air outside is cold and honest. My hands tremble as I start the engine. Not from fear this time. From release. For the first time in my life, silence feels like freedom. The storm doesn't end after that night. It only changes form. Calls, messages, emails. All carrying the same poison, wrapped in concern. Mom tells people I'm having a spiritual crisis. Dad calls my boss, pretending there's an emergency. Lan posts online about family betrayal. The world closes in, pixel by pixel. But I stay quiet. Not silent from fear, silent from strength. At work, my colleague Rachel notices. You okay? She asks gently. I'm learning, I say. She nods. Learning costs, but it pays better later. Her words stay with me. A week later, a group text appears. Family meeting, attendance required. I almost delete it. Then I realize, avoiding them is another kind of surrender. So I go. Rachel insists on coming with me. Support system, she says simply. The house looks smaller this time. Lan's car isn't there. Inside, the air smells like control. Dad stands near the table, arms crossed. Mom smiles too wide. Blair, honey sorry hands sit down. Lan enters late, eyes red, expression rehearsed. I've been suspended, she says immediately. Because of the insurance claim. Mom gasps as if she didn't already know. Dad glares at me like I'm the criminal. You happy now? He asks. Rachel places her phone on the table, recording light blinking. This meeting is for clarity, she says evenly. Lan looks uneasy. Her voice cracks. I made a mistake, okay? Why ruin my life? Because you took mine, I reply quietly. You took my trust and laughed about it. Dad cuts in, angry. Enough of this blame game. He slides a folder toward me. A settlement offer. Lan pays $5,000. I drop the claim. Problem solved. I scan the pages. Buried in the text, a full liability release. If I sign, she walks free forever. I push it back. No. Mom's eyes flash. You've changed. This isn't who you are. It's exactly who I am, I say. Someone who finally means what she says. Lan stands shaking. You're heartless. Her words bounce off me like dull stones. Heartless would have been letting this cycle continue. Rachel speaks calmly. The process is legal. Actions have consequences. Dad's voice booms. If you go through with this, you're out of this family. I meet his stare. Then I guess I'm free. The silence afterward feels like thunder without sound. Lan sinks into her chair, crying softly. Mom whispers prayers under her breath. Rachel stands. We're done here. I follow her to the door. My father calls after me. You'll regret this. Maybe, I say again. But not tonight. Outside, the sky is clear for once. The air smells like rain that's already passed. For the first time, I don't feel small. I feel real. And being real feels like winning. The fallout comes slowly, like cracks spreading in glass. Lan loses her job within 2 weeks. Her posts vanish. Her friends stop tagging her. Mom calls every day, voice sharp with guilt and blame. Are you proud of this? She demands. You've humiliated your sister. I don't argue anymore. Silence is my new armor. At work, the air feels lighter. My boss stops me in the hallway. Impressive composure, Han. Promotions on the table. I smile for the first time in months. Peace doesn't roar. It whispers. It hides in ordinary moments like that. When the insurance payout arrives, I don't celebrate. I buy a used green Honda. It doesn't sparkle, but it feels steady. No payments, no guilt. I start therapy. The first session hurts. The second one heals. My therapist says, boundaries aren't walls. They're doors that lock from both sides. I think about that for days. I begin tracking my spending again, but this time for joy, not survival. I go out for coffee. I laugh with Rachel. I sleep without waking up angry. One morning, a message from Aunt Mai appears. I understand now. You did the right thing. I reread it 3 times. It feels like permission to breathe. Mom's prayer group sends me forgiveness quotes. I delete them without guilt. Dad stops calling. Lan doesn't text. The silence becomes familiar, almost kind. Sometimes I scroll through old pictures. The two of us, smiling, pretending. Now I see the exhaustion behind my own grin. Therapy homework asks me to list what I've gained. I write clarity, control, peace. And one word more, freedom. My weekends fill with quiet. I start painting again, something I'd forgotten I loved. Colors feel like language. Each stroke says, you're still here. One evening, Rachel visits with takeout. She raises a toast. To finally choosing yourself. We laugh until tears blur our vision. That night, I write in my journal, healing isn't loud, it's the absence of apology. Months pass. Lan's name shows up on a debt notice forwarded by mistake. Collections have started. I don't smile. I don't cheer. I just sit still, letting the weight of it settle. Consequences aren't revenge. They're lessons that finally arrive. Mom leaves a voicemail. We should talk. Maybe we went too far. I listen, then press delete. Some conversations no longer need answers. I drive to the park, windows down. The city glows in the distance. The wind smells like something new. Not forgiveness, not victory, just truth. And truth, I've learned, is enough. The night sky feels wider than it used to. For once, I don't look back. I just keep driving forward, steady hands, steady breath. Freedom hums softly beneath the wheels. It's late when the knocking starts. 3 sharp hits. A pause. Then 3 more. I freeze, heart drumming against my ribs. Through the peephole, I see her. Lan. Huddled in a jacket too, sizes too big. Her hair tangled, eyes swollen. Please, she whispers, voice cracking. I need to talk. I keep the chain locked. What do you want? I've been sleeping in my car. She looks down, trembling. For a moment, guilt stirs. Then I remember the lies, the posts, the endless excuses. I open the door just enough to see her clearly. She's holding something under her arm. An old photo album from our childhood. "Remember this," she says softly. "Our trip to Dalat, the matching dresses." Her smile is small, rehearsed, the same one she used on everyone. I nod once. "What do you want, Lan?" I can't do this anymore." She sits on my couch before I agree. The photo album spreads open, pages curling with age. "Look, we used to be so close." She points at the pictures. Her voice trembles, just enough to sound real. My phone buzzes. A message from Mom. "She's your sister, be kind." The coordination is almost perfect. I put the phone face down. "Lan, why are you really here?" She hesitates, eyes darting. The collectors, the letters, they won't stop calling. Her tone shifts from pleading to bitter. "This is ruining my life." I take a slow breath. "This is the cost of choices." She slams the album shut. "You sound just like Dad, cold, judgmental." "No," I say quietly. "I just stopped pretending." Her voice cracks again. "You think you're better than me." "No," I reply. "I just refuse to live in chaos anymore." Silence fills the room. She stares at me, searching for weakness. Then she tries again, softer this time. "Can't you forgive me?" "I already did." "Then why won't you fix it?" "Because forgiveness isn't erasing the consequences." Her shoulders slump. For the first time, she seems small. Truly small. Tired. Beaten by her own patterns. She stands, eyes glassy. "So this is it." "This is peace," I answer. She nods once, then turns toward the door. When it closes, the latch clicks softly. No slam. No final shout. Just stillness. I sink onto the couch, staring at the quiet space she left behind. The photo album remains on the table, open to a picture of two little girls. One smiling bright. One already learning to stay silent. I close it gently and set it aside. The air feels different now. Lighter. The storm has passed, and this time it's not coming back. Outside, the city hums. Inside, I breathe without fear. For the first time, I don't carry anyone else's burden. Only my own, and it finally feels light. 6 months later, the mountains glow gold in the afternoon sun. My green Honda hums softly along the winding road. The air smells clean, sharp with pine and freedom. No tension in my shoulders. No weight pressing behind my ribs. Just space. I park at the overlook and step outside. The horizon stretches wide and endless. I used to think peace meant silence. Now I know it means truth. My phone buzzes with a new message from Mom. "Family wedding next week. Please come." I type back. "I've sent my gift. Wish them joy." No guilt follows. No shaking hands. Only calm. The wind brushes through my hair, gentle and cool. I whisper to the open sky, "I did it." Not revenge. Not victory. Freedom. The kind that lives quietly in your chest. The kind that doesn't need approval. Down below, the valley glows like forgiveness. I smile, not for them but for me. The past stays where it belongs. Ahead, the road waits. And this time, I drive toward my own life.